It's like I get to hang out with you guys and we get to try some stuff. This is what I would be doing if I wasn't doing this show. I'd probably be sitting in this room, AB and crap. So that's what you're doing with me. You're hanging out with me and AB and crap.
The Know Your Gear podcast. It's time for This or That.
Now it's time for This or That. So we're going to compare two pedals that are supposed to sound the same. And they are going to be massively different in price. A lot. Let's just say a lot. Just think a lot. Okay? A lot different in price. Okay, so let's write down my vote real fast. This week I'm going to use, what color am I going to use? I used red last week. I used purple. I'm going to use orange. I'm going to do orange. I've written the answer on the board. I'm going to go hang the board now. Somebody says, make it chug. Make it chug. Oh, and of course, I don't have the little draw chain, so that fell. So I'll just balance that there on the Morgan amp. It's good. It's always nice to have a really expensive amp have a use, like being a table. I'm going to give you some clean sound. There you go. That's the bridge. It has coil splits and stuff. Okay, so let's first switch back to me. Let's turn on the delay. The delay, I'm using the El Capistan by Strymon delay to the board cam. Dun dun dun. We'll start with this. I don't know why I'm having fun. I hope you know this is just so I can have some fun each week. I needed to have fun. I have fun with you guys, and I thought this would be fun. It's like I get to hang out with you guys and we get to try some stuff. This is what I would be doing if I wasn't doing this show. I'd probably be sitting in this room, AB and crap. So that's what you're doing with me. You're hanging out with me and AB and crap. We're clean. We got the clean sound. All right, we're going to start with that because I got the pick already there. It makes perfect sense. Let's start the poll. Remember, you guys are voting. It's all about you guys. This one I think is going to be tough. I'm really curious to see what you guys pick. Here we go. Turning off the delay. We're going to be on this, and now this is the two sounds again. We'll just recap it with no delay. think we got 216 votes. We try to get to 300. I think that's a good sample size. 300 guitar players or bass players. Maybe there's drummers in there. I don't know. Voting, and we'll see who wins. See which one did you prefer of the two pedals. I think this one will be. To me, it's the most exciting. This or that yet. Okay, so we're at 304 votes. I'm going to call it and end the poll right now. I'm really curious to see how we all thought. Do you guys hear what I hear? Okay, screenshot that. 306 votes. I'm really, really, really excited about this. Let me get my tablet or tab or whatever you want to call this, the dry erase board, to see what I picked. You think I was paying attention? I wasn't. To see what did the poll pick. Let's see where the poll's at. All right, what do we got? We got the results. The results say this or that. You guys, 58% picked this. 35% picked that. 7% picked none. Here's what I picked. I picked this. Look at that. Look at that. I picked this. I picked this. Okay, so what are the pedals? Are you guys ready for the reveal? I'm hoping this will be exciting. All right, now I wanted to point out something. What amp was I playing through? Because somebody keeps asking, they're like, what amp was I playing through? I am playing through a Soldano SLO 30 in clean. So I'm running the clean channel. Okay, so what are the pedals that I'm using? Ready? Let's swing the arm out. I was actually using the Soldano Super Lead Overdrive pedal. That was that. And this was the actual sound of the amp. I was actually A-Bing the Soldano pedal that's supposed to sound like the amp through the Soldano clean channel and then comparing that to the Soldano Overdrive. I know it's a little cheating because it's supposed to be pedals, but the this or that was the pedal against the amp. What's interesting was you guys picked the amp. I thought this was really funny because I actually like the amp a little better too. I thought it was not as fizzy. The amp sounded a little bit more crunch and less fizz, but what's interesting was I didn't know if that would translate through. Remember, this is a live feed. There's no production here. There's no way for me to remaster anything, layer tracks, do anything. Not that I do that anyways, but I'm just saying, no, all it is, so you guys know, all you're hearing is basically mics thrown into a Rodecaster into the ear. The mics are essentially like the mic I'm using now, and the idea that there's just no extra stuff going on. So interesting that you guys picked the actual amp. I was pretty impressive over the pedal. I was working this out. You know, I had to work it out before I left last week. I was working out, and at one point I was going back and forth, and even though the votes were pretty strong at 58% to 35%, it was pretty cool. And I think either way, what I can tell you, which would be cool about doing this particular one, was for those that want to buy a Soldano SL30, which costs more than a jet ski. I don't know what jet skis cost. That this pedal did really well. I think we should all give credit. In my opinion, we should all give credit to the pedal for holding its own against the amp. I mean, that's pretty impressive. And I know you guys are going to say, well, you were running through the amp. But the Soldano SL30 clean channel is very good, but it's not something so amazing that's going to make this pedal sound any better than any other clean channel on an amp or anything like that. Swing the arm. By the way, this is a mechanical. This is an arm I constructed. I showed this to the patron. You know what? I'm going to show you guys. This will be fun. Let me move the guitar so I don't mess up the guitar. So how I do this or that is maybe kind of funny. So I got this table. I'm going to show you guys. Oh, you know what I do? So go to the main screen. Let me show you. For those listening later. So what I have here is this rig I've made. This table is spring loaded, so I can raise and lower it. What's on the table is a pedal board, and then on the pedal board I put the pedals. And then I have a camera. This is the camera that's going here, so if we go back to here, you can see this. And then, if you see here, I swing the arm out. What I did is I used this boom arm right here. Let's go back here, this boom arm right here. And then I drilled a hole through one of these dry erase boards, and I put a mounting clip there so I could swing it in and out. And the reason I do this is because I was showing the patrons this. I have to put this where I can reach it, but I have to find a spot, and I figured out, look, see if you do this, look at that. So to you guys, it's out of the way, but it's like, here, watch this. I showed the patrons this. I'll do this right now. Ready? Let's go to the board. This is it. I'm right here. See? This is how far I'm away from it. I'm in. So So that's the this or that rig. Will we eventually make a really cool looking this or that cover? Probably. I asked the missus she's got the ability to do vinyl decals and all that stuff, and she said I'll deck it out and make it great. And I'm like, well, okay, let's just leave it ad hoc right now for a little bit. I said, who knows if anyone will want to do this much longer. If you like this podcast clip, you can watch the full episode by clicking here, or you can watch another video if you want to click here. And as always, I want to thank you for your time. Until the next time, know your gear.